You did not adopt a cat, you hired a tiny furry dictator, and you have been on their payroll ever since without ever signing the contract. Think about it honestly for a second. You bought expensive food and watched them sniff it once and walk away like a food critic who just found a hair in their five-star meal. You woke up at 4 in the morning because tiny paws were pressing into your chest, demanding breakfast on a schedule you never agreed to. You stood up from your seat for exactly 5 seconds and came back to find it occupied, claimed, and completely unavailable to you now. And somewhere along the way, without ever noticing it happening, you started organising your entire life around the mood of a £9 animal who has never paid a single bill in this house. You are not imagining this, it is real, and by the end of this video, you are going to recognise every single one of these moments and understand something that most owners never stop to consider. A spoiled cat is not a bad thing. It is proof of something far deeper than bad manners. It is proof of trust, of emotional bonding, and of a level of psychological manipulation your cat has mastered so completely that you never even felt it happening. Let's start with the food. Your cat sniffs the bowl, turns around, and walks away with the kind of dramatic disappointment usually reserved for royalty being served the wrong wine. 10 minutes later, they are at your feet, meowing for treats. This is not confusion. This is strategy. Cats are extraordinarily fast learners when it comes to connecting actions to outcomes. If refusing a meal has ever once led to something better appearing in the bowl, a treat, a different food, extra attention, your cat has already learned the lesson permanently. They are not being picky. They are running a negotiation, and they have already won it more times than you realise. But there is a gentler layer underneath this too. Some of that pickiness is not manipulation at all. It is genuine attachment to routine and comfort. A sudden change in food can create real stress for a cat who has built their sense of safety around consistency. So the demanding behaviour at the food bowl is often two things happening at once. A cat testing what she can get away with, and a cat quietly telling you that predictability matters to her more than you think. Now the 4 a.m. wake-up call. Paws on your chest, a meow directly in your face, maybe a gentle, deliberate claw tap on your nose. Your cat has decided the household runs on her schedule, and the reason she believes this so confidently is because you taught her. The very first time you got up and fed her at that hour, you confirmed something in her mind permanently. Cats are pattern recognition experts. If you respond once, they remember. If you respond twice, the pattern is locked in as reality. This is not your cat being difficult. This is your cat having correctly identified exactly how to get what she wants from the one person in the house who controls the food supply. Then there is the water. Some cats will not touch a bowl that has been sitting for more than a few hours. Fresh water only, clean bowl only. And if it does not meet the standard, you get a look of pure, wordless disappointment. This actually traces back to something ancient. In the wild, stagnant water can carry disease. So a preference for fresh, moving water is a genuine survival instinct. But spoiled indoor cats have taken that instinct and turned it into a full luxury service. Many cats have figured out that if they sit by the sink and stare long enough, a human will eventually turn on the tap for them. Your cat has not just kept an ancient instinct alive, she has upgraded from bowl service to a personal fountain attendant, and she did it entirely through eye contact. Every seat in your house technically belongs to your cat now, even the ones you were using 2 minutes ago. Stand up to grab a glass of water, and by the time you return, your spot is taken, and your cat is looking at you with an expression that dares you to say something about it. It feels like dominance, part of it is, but there is something more tender happening underneath it too. Cats gravitate toward the places that carry the scent of the people they trust most. Your seat does not just have cushioning, it has you all over it, in a way only a cat's nose can detect. So while it absolutely is a small act of household conquest, it is also, quietly, an act of affection. That does not mean you are getting your seat back anytime soon. You bought the expensive toy with feathers and bells and motion sensors. Your cat chose the cardboard box it came in, or the crumpled receipt on the counter, or a random bottle cap that rolled under the couch 3 weeks ago. This happens because cats can become genuinely overstimulated by toys with too many features, while a simple object that moves unpredictably triggers their natural hunting instincts far more effectively than anything battery-powered ever could. But the real evidence of a spoiled cat is not the toy choice. It is what happens next. She picks it up, carries it to you, drops it directly at your feet, and then simply stares, waiting. In her mind, you were never the owner of this house. You are the staff, and playtime does not begin until the staff shows up for duty. Then there is the following. Bathroom, she is there. Kitchen, right behind you, positioned exactly where you are most likely to trip, trying to work, completely, deliberately unacceptable to her. Spoiled cats become deeply attached to constant interaction, and many learn precisely which behaviors interrupt you successfully. If ignoring her does not work, some cats will escalate, knocking something off a shelf on purpose, not out of malice, but because chaos reliably produces results. She has learned, through pure trial and error, exactly which buttons to press to get your attention back on her. Notice the sleeping routine too. Same blanket, same position, same time, night after night. This is not laziness. It is a comfort ritual that makes her feel safe and emotionally secure. Change it, even slightly, and watch what happens. Crying, pacing, a long, unimpressed stare until everything returns to exactly the way it was. A small creature demanding an enormous amount of consistency, and somehow, almost every owner finds a way to provide it. And the door. 1 minute she wants out. 30 seconds later, she wants back in, then out again, then in again. Your cat is not confused about which side of the door she wants to be on. She is testing something else entirely. How reliably the staff responds when summoned. And the fact that you keep opening that door every single time without complaint tells her everything she needs to know about her position in this household. Here is the final and most complete sign of all. You have started changing your own behavior based entirely on her mood. Walking quietly because she is sleeping, apologizing out loud because she looks annoyed, feeling genuinely guilty eating a snack in front of her without sharing. At this point, she has achieved full and total emotional control over an entire household, and she did it without ever raising her voice because she never needed to. But here is what actually matters underneath every single one of these moments. A cat this confident, this demanding, this fully at ease dictating the terms of her own life inside your home, is a cat who feels completely, unshakably safe. She would never risk this level of audacity around someone she did not trust with everything she has. Every stolen seat, every 4 a.m. wake-up call, every dramatic sniff and walk away at the food bowl is underneath the theatrics, a cat who knows exactly how loved she is and has simply stopped pretending otherwise. So tell me, which one of these does your cat do the most? And be honest in the comments. Who actually runs your house?